So, you want to do business in Canada? This video will show you the challenges that real foreign entrepreneurs doing business in Canada have faced. We hope that this will give you a better understanding so that you can build the most successful business in Canada. We conducted interviews with 3 very experienced and successful entrepreneurs operating in Victoria in order to gain information. We interviewed Patrick Benson from Norway, Gordon Gao from China, and Yasser Youssef from Lebanon.
From the information we gathered, we developed 5 core insights that may not be obvious, but must be addressed if a person is thinking about doing business in Canada.
Number 1. Bureaucracy is slow and costly. Many foreign entrepreneurs struggle with the strict regulations, timely processes, and high requirements needed to operate their business in Canada.
有一些就是速度很慢，就处理很多事情都相当缓慢，对，它都需要流程。像我们这个收入我们拿下来之后，大概2个月的时间才拿到 gas permit， 就是需要安装燃气的那个 permit。本来中间还有一个岔头，还要求房东提供承诺书，就是允许我们安装，才可以。就是这很多就是很多细节方面，跟咱们。
Permitting process took forever to get a permit to build the hood.
Yeah.
Right now we're not even a year in business yet. Excuse me. And then we got a letter from CRD asking us to test the annual test. It's not even an annual yet. We just did the backflow valves, they call them, which is another scam, another story. What this does is it prevents any water to flow back into the drinking water into the system, which is fine. I agree with it in principle. But why assign an office to look after that, and assign annual testing, and assign this, and I cannot test it. I have to bring in my plumber at $85 an hour to test it. All he's going to do is just going to open the valve, flush it, put it back in, say, okay, that's it, $85 an hour.
Yeah.
And then stamp, send it back to CRD.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are discouraging.
A regulation is, you have to understand, it's we can politics here. And the politics are stuck between the vision, if they have any, because many people don't have any anymore. They just want to be there for the money, again. They're stuck between the lobbying, I mean the industry that tell them what to do, and that's the one that pay the campaign basically. So basically, I pay you to be elected, but once you're elected, you do what I say. That's exactly the way it works. And they also lobbying on the other side by environment and whatever the right to say like you can do that to people, you can do that to Earth. So they have like a bad advertising. They only see those kind of group there as bad advertising. So when there's a bit too much noise or blog or things about something that's really bad, like people dying in the like for example, the World Cup in 2020, I think it is, in Qatar, right?
Number 2. Consumers are polite, friendly, and loyal.
Foreign business people generally enjoy the attitudes of their Canadian consumers. They found that on average their consumers were very nice and that they were able to establish a loyal customer base.
顾客的忠诚度的，就是我因为这个公司做了23年了，那这样的话，他积累下来客户将近有1000多人。
哦，那很大。
对，所以说这些客户呢，每年他会有一些个 service， 就是说 fireplace 啊、furnace 啊这些，是这个公司安装的，它的 furnace 的 service 都会找你。
The best crowd in the world. I mean it. You don't know my story. I started from a small shop, 700 square foot shop.
Yeah.
It's just building relationships with the customers, offering them what they want, and being very honest and truthful. When I serve somebody in my place, I truly mean it. When I welcome them from my heart. I say, welcome to my place. I mean it, and it just grew. And many times I made mistakes. They forgave me. Sometimes they make mistakes, and I explain it to them, and they understand.
Very, very nice people, very polite, and sometimes too polite. That means like if you serve something disgusting on a restaurant to a Canadian, they will know it's disgusting. They will know that they've been ripped as it happened. But would it say something? Most likely no. Some will do. Some will say something. But even if you say something, he will ask to change politely. You know, oh, excuse me. You know, my spoon is covered of the last meal from somebody else. You know, happened to me yesterday actually. I was in a restaurant here, and then they're serving me soup, and the spoon on the other side was covered of piece of food, not even washed from the day before. And I politely asked, do you have something that I can use to eat, or shall I drink it through my, you know? But you can be ironic about it. You can be very polite. Oh, I'm so sorry. Could you change my spoon, please? In Europe, they would say, okay, we're leaving. You know, you change my spoon, and that's it.
Number 3, Canadian consumers follow trends.
A trend is defined as a general tendency of events or as a current fashion. For example, gluten-free diets, organic products, and fair trade practices are all subjects which trend among Canadians.
People will just follow the trend, and it becomes, for a while anyways, and it will change with time. But this is like almost a market indicator. This will give you an idea of how the market works. So people will grab onto an idea, and it becomes fashion, and then they will follow it, and then you see the crowd start to follow.
Number 4, Canadian employees think they are valuable.
Canadians have high expectation that their employer should value their work, and they have high sense of entitlement.
From my limited experience, I can speak. They expect more. They think that they're really doing you a favor coming to work. They're doing you a favor. Okay. While it's the other way around. I'm doing them a favor. I just went and I paid my WCB. WorkSafe. You know what WorkSafe is?
Yeah.
It's another scam. You can write that down in your books. It's another scam by the government or some institution that looks after the WCB in case if there's a claim.
Yeah.
The way they scale that is by how much money you put out per year in wages. So in 10 months, we haven't been here a year yet, this new location.
Yeah.
We paid them $166,000 in wages. Okay, so I think I'm doing them a favor. They're not doing me a favor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 5, Canada's multicultural environment brings opportunities.
Canada is known as a cultural mosaic, which is defined as the mix of ethnic groups, languages, and cultures that coexist within society. 20.6% of Canada's population is born outside the country, and that number is expected to grow. Therefore, there is an opportunity for foreign businesses to cater to this diverse market.
对于这个刚过来的这些顾客来说，可能他们在语言方面沟通起来比较方便，可能会找像我们这样的公司。
The best example, I'm going to quote somebody. Wasn't my customer. We didn't get a deal, but I really like what he said. He says, "We the Canadian," that's what he says. He was, of course, he involved his own opinion. We like T-Rex. You know the dinosaur, no, with big legs but very short legs on top. He says we like T-Rex. Our forehands are too short to reach our pockets. That means no money for you. He says exactly like that.
As the world continues to become more integrated, as businesses begin to expand internationally, and as consumers expect more choice in products, we believe cross-border entrepreneurs will only become more important, especially in such a multicultural location as Canada.
It is estimated that in the next 10 years, a new generation will take over business in North America as the baby boomer generation retires. Therefore, there is an ample opportunity for foreign entrepreneurs to enter their businesses in the Canadian market.
So remember, if you are thinking of doing business in Canada, that bureaucracy is slow and costly.
Customers are polite, friendly, and loyal.
Consumers follow trends.
Canadian employees think they are valuable.
Canada's multicultural environment brings opportunities. So, on behalf of MGB Team 2,
Good luck!
أتمنى لك التوفيق.
好运来!
Buena suerte!